When you think about the first impression a business makes, what comes to mind? The logo, the website, the front door? Well, what if I told you the very first physical interaction a customer has with a business is actually the parking lot? Today, we're going to explore how these spaces we barely think about are actually one of the most powerful tools for making that critical first impression.
Okay, this statement right here, it really hits home, doesn't it? Think about it. Faded lines, cracks, a confusing layout, that doesn't just look messy. It's screaming a message. It's telling your customers that maybe you don't care about the details, that maybe safety isn't a top priority. And it's saying all of this before they've even gotten out of their car.
All right, so let's really dig into what a poorly maintained lot is saying, because trust me, it's a much bigger problem than just looking a little rough around the edges. And the costs, they are very, very real. First off, you're creating some serious safety hazards, not just for cars, but for people walking too. Then you're literally starting the customer experience with frustration. And if that wasn't enough, you could be on the hook for some hefty non-compliance fines, all while sending a message of neglect. It's kind of like a quadruple threat to your business.
So, to see how you turn this all around, let's jump into a really high-stakes, real-world example. We're heading to a major airport where the team at Raleigh parking lot painting took on a massive challenge.
Now, just think about the complexity here. We're not talking about some quiet little office park that closes down at 5 o'clock. This is Raleigh-Durham International Airport. It never stops. The mission was to bring back order, safety, and compliance to this space, all while working around the clock in a constant flow of traffic. There was literally zero room for error.
So, how on earth do you tackle a project with that kind of pressure, with absolutely no margin for error? Well, you do it with a process that is built on absolute, uncompromising precision. Let's see how it's done. It all boils down to this clear, methodical, three-stage approach. You prep, you mark, and you finish. And you just can't skip a step or cut a corner, because each one builds on the last. It's the only way to get a result that doesn't just look good on day one, but is actually built to last.
So, here's the crucial thing. You cannot have a perfect finish without a perfect start. The whole process kicks off with an intense surface preparation. We're talking high-end equipment, like these rotary brooms, to get rid of every last bit of dirt and debris. This creates a perfectly clean slate, so the paint can adhere just right. Honestly, prep work is everything. And then comes the tech. See, this isn't just painting, it's engineering. As certified contractors, this team uses laser-guided equipment. That means you're taking human error completely out of the equation. Every single line is perfectly straight, laid down to exact specifications. This is how you don't just repaint a space, you re-engineer it for maximum safety and efficiency.
Okay, so you can imagine, when you bring that level of precision to the process, the results are going to be pretty dramatic, right? So let's take a look at the transformation.
And wow, this just says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you've got this worn-out, confusing, undefined space. And then on the right, boom, order is restored. You've got crisp lines, clear direction, and you just immediately get a sense of professionalism and safety.
Now let's zoom in a little closer, because the real magic is in the details. This before and after shows it's not just about the big picture. Look at the precision of every single line, every single marking. Every detail has been meticulously transformed from just a space into a perfectly clear system.
And this transformation goes way deeper than just paint. This is about ensuring full ADA compliance. That means having the right number of accessible spots, the proper signage, safe pathways, the whole shebang. It's a legal necessity. Sure, it helps you avoid some huge fines, but it's also a moral obligation to make sure that every single visitor feels safe and welcome. So when you see a result this impressive, you start to realize it's not just about the fancy equipment or the paint, it's really about the people and the philosophy behind the work. So who is the team that delivers this level of quality?
This one number, it says so much. 1985. We're talking about a legacy that spans nearly 4 decades. That's a lifetime of experience, of honing their craft and building a rock-solid reputation, one project at a time. And behind that incredible legacy is a family. As a family-owned business, their reputation is everything. It's built on this unwavering commitment to doing the job right, with the kind of painstaking attention to detail that only comes from true ownership and pride in what you do. And that commitment goes way beyond the parking lot.
I mean, their whole ethos is backed by real action, like providing outreach in local prisons and supporting veterans. These aren't just words on a website. They're not just contractors. They are deeply invested partners in the community they serve.
Which brings us right back to where we started. For these folks, that first impression isn't just some small detail. It is their entire profession. This final result really embodies that promise, totally transforming a property with precision, clarity, and most importantly, safety. So we'll end by turning the question back to you. That first physical interaction a visitor has with your business, it's happening right now, right outside your front door. What is your parking lot saying about you?